Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. I got the Hall of Famer with me, big game James Worthy. I got big shot Robert Horry, 7 rings. We got Allie Clifton's going to join us. We got Mike Bresnahan down at Crypto.com Arena. And I have a wonderful guest joining us right now for the game-winning walk-off interview. We go downtown. We're joined by Carmelo Anthony. Melo, I got big game and big shot with me. Sometimes you just got to get a win, right? That's
all that matters.
That's right. This is one of those nights?
That's one of them nights, man. You know, we know Minnesota. They got us twice. Once here before, once on their home court. You know, that's a team that don't quit. They play hard. Everybody play hard. As you can see tonight, the way that they attack the offensive glass is very impressive, 1 through 5. But I'm just glad we got this win. We needed it, and we pulled it out at the end.
Carmelo, talk about your role, man. As many responsibilities as a veteran player. When you see the game when you come in, sometimes you're the 4, sometimes you're a post-up player. Your defense has been, up to par pretty good. Talk about what your role, how you see your role.
It's day to day. It's really day to day, depending on who we playing. You know, I go off a field of my teammates and see how, what they doing out there, what's working, what's not working. I think the beauty of being in my position and coming off the bench when I do, I get to see how the game and what the game is doing, the flow of the game, who's doing what the defense is doing, how we working and moving the ball offensively. So I get a chance to just observe that for a couple of minutes. And so by the time I come in the game, I'm mentally I already know kind of what's going on, what I need to do. And, my role changes, man. Whatever I need to do, I'm going to do it. I don't have no problem with that.
Carmelo, Robert Horry here. In the studio, I'm always saying, they say it's a big 3, but I'm always saying it's a big 4.
True.
And we count you. I'm always repping you. So what I want to know, man, is it the bed that you sleeping at home while you shoot the ball so well at home? What is it, man? Because when you at home, the 3-ball is your go-to game, but on the road, it's a little suspect, man. I got to say it, man. But at home, though, you money, man. What is it?
No, I think it's the style of play sometimes. We play differently on the road sometimes, but when we play the right way, you see we move the ball, shots are the same, shots are open. But here's just something about being in this, arena, this crowd, the flow of the game. I love it here.
Melo, you looked as comfortable in the 4th quarter as you do right now, chilling on those seats. 9 points. Take me through kind of some of those big shots, especially that 4-point play.
So just being ready. Just Robert Horry and big fellas. So hey, Bron, he rushing me right now. No, it's just a matter of just being ready for that moment, man. When the ball comes to you, just being shot ready. If they closing out, I get to my spot. These are moments I've been comfortable in my whole 19-year career. So when that time comes and that opportunity comes, I just got to deliver.
Melo, we appreciate you. The fans want a little wave behind you. Tell LeBron the studio says what's up.
Thank you to the fans. Thank you.
Hey, man, let me say something, man.
Yeah.
Why LeBron won't let us have our time with Carmelo? He had his time last game, man. Man, Allie, call LeBron up and tell us have our time with Carmelo, the big 4.
Big 4.
I'm going down there to say something to him right now. I'll be back.
You told him, what is it, the bed?
Yeah.
That's what you asked.
It got to be the bed, man. Got to be the bed, man.
He is so lights out at Staples, and the fans are cheering his name. James, I loved your question about role because he's had to play the 5, the 4. He's had defensively had to guard kind of outside of what he's used to. But I loved his answer. You do what you have to do. You stay ready. And that's kind of the theme of where this Laker team is, right?
Yeah, I anticipated that he would answer it that way because he's been around for 19 years, and that's what veterans do. This guy used to do it when he came off the bench. That's an important job. People don't think about that, but it really is. Not only is the coach expecting you to come in and play your role, but he's also expecting you to be observing the game, seeing what's going on, so you'll have that extra edge when you get in there. So Carmelo has done that well. Sometimes he's had to score, post up. His defense, I'm really surprised at how he's been able to defend, but he knows the game well enough to know where to put his body to be in pretty good defensive position. So I just like the way he's played this year.
For me, just watching this interview, it's something about being at home for him. He's so relaxed.
Yeah.
You see him sit on that sideline. He was relaxed. He gets in the game. He's relaxed. And sometimes it comes down to home cooking. And when he's at home, he plays extremely well. Like you said, that 4-point play was one of those plays where he's like, oops, what's going on? But, you know, he stayed the course. He rocked him to sleep, and he raised up and shot it in his eye, and that was a crucial point. And that's what vets have to do. You have to sit back and you have to study the game. You got to know what to do when it's expected of you, because there's a lot of times when Carmelo's in the game, he might not get a shot. You know, he's getting the rhythm because he's not a primary ball handler like Russ and LeBron, so it's hard to get a shot. But those guys look for him, and when they do, he knocks it down.
There were some glaring issues in this game that we'll get to in a moment. You know, when we win, we got to start with some of the good stuff. Obviously, LeBron does what he does. He didn't get 30, but he had 26. I do want to point out Malik Monk, +5, again, leading the team in plus minus. He had 22, 8 of 14, hit 4 threes. Reeves didn't do it in the box score, but defensively, loose balls, good plays, +3, and Avery Bradley, 14 points. So they needed that tonight, big game James. It wasn't just about the stars. Role guys came up big.
No, it's you know, the stars are going to do what they're supposed to do, but you can't win without role players. You can't win without that defense. You know, I thought Malik did a really good job, a sharp shooter, you know, and really played smart basketball. Avery, you know, we've seen him before. The defense is there, and then Reeves took the big charge there down the stretch. Just does a lot of things that you will not see on the stat sheet. So, yes, when LeBron is doing his thing, and, you know, when AD comes back and they're doing their thing, they're always going to need that supporting cast.
You know, you look at the supporting cast, it always comes through for me. And, you know me, I'm not even going to talk about Malik Monk. Y'all know how I feel about Malik Monk. But I also think what Carmelo was able to do coming off the bench, even though you look at the numbers, you know, everybody runs straight to the points. It's not always about the points. It's the little things, like you said, Reeves taking the charge, you know, Carmelo with some defensive swipes. It's things like that that make you win the game, the little things. Even though we didn't rebound as well as we needed to, but we still won the game because of the other little things.
Reason why I asked Melo is this is one of those nights where you just got to get the dub and get out. And he's like, yeah, man, any way you can. Because when you look at some of the things that we need to address, big game James, -26 in the paint. They got out-rebounded by 28. 20 offensive rebounds for Minnesota for 20 points. Fast break only 7 to 6. These are all keys going into the game. Because you said when we commit to the small ball, you got to play team defense, you got to team rebound, and the key is to get out in transition. Russ with 9 turnovers. We've got to talk about that as well. But still found a way to win. But it's a shorthanded T-Wolves team. So obviously you're happy with the victory. You're 3 out of 4. You've won 2 in a row. But, James, you got to address these.
Yeah. Shorthanded Minnesota team. Of course, we're without AD. But these are the type of wins that can be dangerous because you feel good about the win, but then when you look inside the W, you see a lot of potholes that you probably could have, you know, gotten flat tires. So when you go up against the better teams, this will not work. So, yeah, you want a win at all costs, you know, at home against a team that's, you know, didn't have all their players, but we're still working on some stuff. And, you know, we played small ball, and we're still adapting to that. Need a few more games to adjust because Minnesota took advantage of us, as you can see. You know, Nas in the paint. So if they're going to play that small ball, they got to work on collectively, you know, getting that ball and getting out and running.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when you play a team that doesn't have these stars, these other guys are grinders, and they're waiting for their opportunity. And said, look, I got to show Coach what I can do, and I got these minutes. And that's what Minnesota did tonight. They went out an offensive rebound. They played hard. You know, you can't take anything away from Minnesota because of the 2 guys, the 2 stars, but they played hard. They played really hard, and they had Anthony Edwards, who was their other superstar. He was still in the game. But